In this video, we have got an 84 kill game on Iberian Offensive, so the Gibraltar map, with the M4A1 Carbine. Stick around in this video. In just a moment's time, I'll flash up the customizations and attachments which I use on this weapon and why, and then we'll go into the pros and cons of this gun, how you should use it, and of course, how I'm playing on this map. So let's have a look at the attachments. For the M4A1, the attachments are as follows. I have the iron sight, improved mag catch, soft point ammunition, 36 round mag, the 6H64 vertical grip, the 14.5 inch carbine barrel, and the standard suppressor. Very quickly on the attachments and the choice, of course the iron sight uses minimal points out of your 100 points for different attachments you can put on the gun. And also, as you can see, the iron sight is very clean. You don't really need anything with a higher magnification on the gun because it's a close range aggressive gun. It can be used up to medium range, but mainly close range, and therefore, the lowest zoom possible with an iron sight works absolutely fine, and I think is the best way to go with this gun. The improved mag catch is simply going to improve the reload time very slightly, which is always useful on a very, a fast fire rate aggressive gun, which has 37 rounds, which is more than, the average of previous games. However, for Battlefield 6, there are a lot of weapons which you will see, as well as guns that I've seen in the labs testing that have got 40 or more. So 37 is, actually slightly on the lower side. The improved mag catch for only 5 points with a slightly faster reload time, you can't go wrong. Next, of course, we have the ammunition type, of which we've got the soft point, which in effect is going to increase the headshot damage or the headshot multiplier up to 1.7 times. This is a very overpowered attachment, if you like, to go for the ammunition, which can increase the headshot multiplier. I've seen other guns in the labs which actually can go up to 2.1 times damage on the headshot multiplier. And it's one of the main reasons, probably one of the best attachments you can go for. And as I said, one of the main reasons why you will die so fast. So if you have the points to allow you to equip the highest possible ammunition type with the highest possible headshot multiplier, absolutely go for it. In terms of the magazine, of course, I've gone for the highest ammo capacity magazine with the 36 round one. It does have a disadvantage of slightly slowing your movement speed while aimed down sight, but that's not something of a massive concern for me. I think having it just slightly slower actually improves my accuracy and gives me more control when I'm aiming. As long as you're aiming directly in or very close to the enemy's body every time, which naturally you will do as you get better at any FPS game, you don't really need to have a fast movement speed because you're going to aim straight on the enemy's body. So again, in most cases where points allow, go for the largest magazine size you can, regardless of the disadvantages, because it increases your kill potential. And a lot of the disadvantages, whether it's a slower movement speed or recoil or whatever it be, those things are generally something you can combat or learn. So with playtime. So basically, and you can never increase your magazine size through skill level and getting better at the game. So take those disadvantages of going for the larger magazine size on the different types of guns across Battlefield 6, because the disadvantages are things you can combat or get used to or learn. So in terms of the grips which I'm using, I have here the 6H64 vertical grip, and my tendency so far is to always go for the vertical grips and go for the most costly ones in terms of points that I possibly can. So therefore the ones which are going to increase by the most amount on the precision, the control, and the mobility. And that's instead of going for the angled grips, which are going to be cheaper in terms of points, but won't increase those stats as much. Of course, the advantage coming from the angled grips being that you can aim down your sight faster. Now, there are so many different ways or methods that you can get the upper hand in gunfights and be the first person to actually aim in and land a shot, whether that's simply walking more or walking around corners, just stopping now and then to actually listen for sounds or checking the minimap, map knowledge, map awareness or specific game awareness. whatever it be, there's so many different ways you can get the upper hand in gunfights. You don't just need to rely on an attachment that slightly increases your ADS time so that you can simply be more careless in all the other ways or approaches you can do or learn to get better in gunfights. So I would much rather massively improve my chances of getting a kill and staying alive and winning gunfights by improving the accuracy and overall power of the gun, by increasing the precision, control and mobility of the gun in those stats, rather than simply just aiming down my sight. And the majority of gunfights, which I go into in my play style, because I'm walking more than I am running, I'm already going to be aim down my sight. I don't really need to have that faster, aim down sight time. So I'm always going for those vertical grips more than anything. And for the final two attachments, of course, we have the 14.5-inch carbine barrel. In terms of the barrels, at the moment I'm selecting all the barrels that I possibly can that are going to be the ones that increase the bullet velocity the most and give me an advantage at longer ranges. Because, of course, if your bullet velocity is faster, the bullets are going to hit the target faster, the hit reg is going to feel better because the bullets are hitting faster, you haven't got to lead the target as much, and, of course, hitting the target faster is going to mean you might land that final bullet to kill the enemy before the enemy, shoots and lands their final bullet to kill you, and, therefore, a faster time to kill and gives you a better chance of staying alive in gunfights. Finally, we have the suppressor, which of course I think is one of, if not the most important attachment at the moment in Battlefield 6, because Battlefield 6 has adopted Call of Duty's way of the minimap, in that when you fire with an unsuppressed weapon, your red dot appears on the map. And I've seen so many times, because we're playing on smaller maps than we are used to on Battlefield, we've still got 32 versus 32 players. As soon as you shoot, everyone sees the red dot on the minimap, and within 5 seconds of you firing, you've got multiple enemies already looking at your direction or pushing your area. And it's very difficult to stay alive for long and to go on long streaks. With the suppressor, the enemies are, much less clueless as to where you are, and they've only got the sound to go off. And of course, the suppressor reducing the sound as well, which does make it harder to pinpoint the direction of your gunfire. So it does keep you alive a lot longer and allows you to go on longer streaks, as well as allowing you to actually go into gunfights with an upper hand and the element of surprise, because an enemy is not already instantly aiming at a corner of a building because they've seen your red dot on the map and they know that you're going to come around the corner. Lastly, in terms of the advantages and disadvantages of the M4A1, if you have seen my best 5 weapons from the beta video, you would have seen that this came in at number 2, and I pretty much said that there literally are no major disadvantages to this gun. Of course, it's not that good at medium or more so long range, but it is a carbine, an aggressive, closer range weapon, so that is to be expected. Can you really class that as a disadvantage? And of course, the 36-37 round, which I've got there, you can't really complain about that, but it is slightly less than the average of 40 to 50 rounds, which we're now seeing on this more modern Battlefield 6 game, versus what we've seen in the past on, Battlefield 1, Battlefield 5, etc., with old historic weapons, a lot of them only having 20 rounds, such as the FG42, the BAR, the LS26, the Sumi, even the standard Tommy, etc. The advantages of this gun are obvious: a 900 rounds per minute, one of the fastest fire rates in the game, minimal recoil, a super clean iron sight, and almost below a 2-second reload time, which is one of the fastest reloads that we've got so far in Battlefield 6. That has been my overview of the M4A1 and this 84 kill game. Please smash a like for me, and I will see you on the next one.